The book of John tells us that in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. And we go back to the book of Isaiah, where it talks about Jesus. For us, a child is born. Now, this book was written, you got to figure, about anywhere from 700 to 1,000 years before Jesus' birth. And it talks about Jesus in here all through it. Actually, almost through the whole book of Isaiah, there's a lot about the Messiah, which is Jesus, who fulfills all the ancient prophecies, every single one of them. It talks directly about him. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. And the increase of his government and the peace there will be no end, on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and uphold it with justice and with righteousness from the time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. That's a direct prophecy talking about Jesus and the blinded eye of the people who are blinded to this. God had put a blindfold on them. Keep on hearing, but do not understand. Keep on seeing, but do not perceive. Make the heart of the people dull and their ears heavy, and blind their eyes, lest they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their hearts and turn and be healed.
Why wouldn't they understand, though?
They don't understand because God had blinded them to the understanding of who their Messiah is.
Why would he do that, though?
Because God is giving them what they want. They want a warrior king. They don't want the Prince of Peace. Okay. Which they should want the Prince of Peace.
All right.
Not the warrior king, but God's going to give them the warrior king, and his name's going to be the Antichrist. But in the end, Jesus, we read in Revelation where Jesus is going to come back and as the warrior king and as judgment. But Jesus is who he says he is. He fulfilled all the ancient prophecies. I've read this book backwards and forwards, and I can tell you that Christ is the Messiah, and he's about to return. So repent, give your heart to the Lord. He loves you, and so do I.